Hey, what's going on, GHL Mastery YouTube and GHL Mastery VIP group? We had a question from a good friend of mine, Oliver Bohr, in the GHL Mastery free group. Did you know that we have a free Facebook group that this is streaming live in right now, where you can learn how to do all sorts of things and ask us questions, and we'll go live just like this to answer them. So Oliver, this one is for you. I'm going to share the question that Oliver had. Now, before I do, obviously, if you're watching this live, let me know that you're watching this live. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know that you're watching this on the replay. And if you are on YouTube, please do like and subscribe, because it does help everybody get access to these videos on YouTube search results. And that is starting to climb. So I appreciate every single one of the subscribers on the YouTube channel, because we're starting to get out there, and that is exciting news. So like I said, if you're not in the free Facebook group, go find that link in the description below on YouTube. And if you are watching this in the free Facebook group, then you're in for a show, and let's get into it. So here is the question that Oliver asked. When running a webinar, how do I automatically send calendar invites to everyone who registers? Now, there's a number of different ways that you can actually do this. I'm going to show you a little bit of a unique way, but I'll mention kind of the first way that would be the default, is that you just have a calendar link. However, that doesn't always look pretty. And sometimes what you want to do is you just want to have a opt-in form saying register for our webinar. And I'll show you this actually inside of our webinar automation snapshot, kind of how you can do this and make it customized for every single webinar. But in Oliver's case, what we're actually going to do is he wants to create the calendar event first. So he's going to create the calendar event with the Zoom link, the works, and then he wants to send that out to people when they register for the webinar. So let's get into it. We're going to do a couple of different things, a little bit inside GHL, a little bit outside GHL, using Google Calendars. So first of all, let's go into Google Calendars right here. So I've created a pretend webinar for Oliver right here. And what you want to do is you want to click on that event, and you want to go click the options button and then publish event. What this is going to do is this is going to give you a event link that you can now share. So if you just copy this event link, you've now got an event link. Now what I would do is I would come into HighLevel, and I would create a custom value that is webinar event calendar link. Never spell properly when I'm doing these lives. It's quite funny. So now I've got a custom value. So this is a system-wide custom value with the webinar registration event link. Now, there's obviously a number of different things that you can do with this now. Let me go find that link again. Let's go calendar event link. So I'm going to take this. This is a habit that I get into almost anytime I have a link that I need people to click on to get into a thing, is that I will take the custom value link, or the custom value string, squiggly brackets as we like to call them. I will go back, I will go into conversations, I'll go into trigger links, and I will recreate that here. So this is calendar event link. And then I will paste the custom value in here. So now this is a little bit more dynamic. This can be the same link, it can be a different link. It doesn't really matter. If you ever go and you change that event link, it's going to update in the trigger link. So now what you can do is you can actually use the trigger link in your emails for them to add it to their calendars, which is awesome. And then the other thing that you can do, let's go into a funnel. I'm just going to grab a random funnel. I don't really care what it is. But let's just say you have a thank you page. I don't know if I want to use this one. This is going to be a little bit more of a bummer. Let's go to the tattoo studio. So let's say they registered or they opted in this funnel here, and then you'd have a thank you page. On this thank you page, what you can actually then do, wait for it to load, HighLevel being high-levelly. So let's just take this button as the example. So we're going to change the text on this button, and we're just going to say add to Google Calendar. Then you can go open website URL. There you go. Another habit I often get into as well is I always have two tabs open, because if you need something from another tab, such as a custom value string, you can just quickly go grab it and then add it to your funnels. So let's go and go to settings, go to custom values. Let's go find our calendar event link. I'm just going to grab this link and I'm going to put it in that button, link to website URL, like so, open in a new browser and hit save. So now let's go see if I'm a genius or if I'm gonna have cake on my face. So we're gonna go add to Google Calendar, click on that, and this is automatically gonna pull up the Google Calendar event. They can save it, and they are officially part of your event. Now I'm going to show you guys some other stuff because we've done this in our webinar automation snapshot. Now, what we do inside this webinar automation snapshot is really make it so that you guys can tweak and customize and do live webinars super simply by just filling out a form about what your webinar is about, what's the description, when is it going to be done, adding the webinar date time. So we've got all of these different fields here. So we've got the email that's going to be displayed on the page, the logo, the webinar topic, the webinar description, the webinar date and time. And then we've got this little fancy one right here, which is the webinar date time. The reason that it's formatted this way is because now we can use it in the workflow to automate the event notifications. So instead of using a calendar link that automatically sets the event date time, we actually tell it what the event date time is supposed to be, and then off we go. And so this actually will update your registration and your opt-in page. It updates your form. It updates absolutely everything for your live webinars, including, so we've got webinar link right here. Now, obviously, if I'm doing this, I just send them out a Zoom link. But what you could do is you could take the Google Calendar link here and you can put it in, which one am I on? This field here. And that way, anytime somebody clicks on it, it'll obviously open up and they can register for that event. And hopefully you've got the scheduling link inside your event. But let me show you this real quick. So we've got, not that, it's another weird high-level-y thing. So here's your webinar registration. So every single custom field that we have, custom value that we have filled in, auto-populates all of these fields here. And then when they click register, it shows what the webinar is about, when it is, and then they can click that register button, go to the thank you page. And that's where you might want to have your button. So let's go back here, webinar registration, thank you page. You could then have your button on this page and have them add the event to their calendar, or you can do it in all of your follow-up messages as well. And then inside the workflows, let me show you guys that. Inside the workflows, we've got webinar registration reminders. So add the tag, set the event start date time, which of course you guessed it, we're using that custom value that we created. And then we're sending out the emails that are all customized with your webinar topics, events, bullet points, the works. And we also track everything in a pipeline to see who registered, who showed up. Obviously, at the end of all of this, we send out a trigger link for people to get on the webinar. And if they click that link, we assume they attended. If they don't, we assume they no-showed. And then you can create follow-up campaigns based off of that later on down the line. And another thing that we've actually done with this one for ourselves that I will eventually be building into this snapshot is the ability to actually just take a recording of a webinar, place it into a funnel, and then you'd have to create a new form and a new automation that goes out from that. But then you could have recurring recorded webinars on here as well. So if you're interested in learning more about this snapshot or learning more about anything that we do, just shoot a comment below and we will be happy to reach out to you. And if you want dedicated hands-on support beyond just, hey, asking a question in the GHL Mastery free group and getting an answer just like this one, but if you want somebody with their hands in the pot in your system, helping you build and develop Go High Level, as well as supporting you. So if you've got any questions, we get back to you as soon as we possibly can inside of our GHL Mastery VIP group. We would love to see you there. I will add a link somewhere in the description below to get into the GHL Mastery VIP. And with that, we hope to see you on the next one. Take care.